Good morning students. 7th class science we were reading chapter number 10, respiration in organisms. In last topic we have read about external and internal respiration. Now we will read in detail about external and internal respiration. External respiration we can also say to external respiration breathing. Breathing is a process during which air rich in oxygen is taken in and air rich in carbon dioxide and water vapor is given out, during which we are taking in oxygen gas and we are giving out carbon dioxide and water vapors. The process taking in of air rich in oxygen is called inhalation. When we are taking inside our body gas, oxygen gas, that is called inhalation. And when we are given out the air which is rich in carbon dioxide gas, that is called exhalation. Breathing is a continuous process which is occurring in our throughout our life. That process is occur. Next is breathing rate. Breathing rate. One breath is equal. One breath means one time we are taking in and out the gas, that is called one breath. Breathe rate is number of times a person breathe in 1 minute. Number of times person breathe in 1 minute, that is called the breathing rate. In 1 minute how many times we are breathing. During breathing, inhalation and exhalation occurs alternately and continuously. We are inhaling the gas or we are exhaling the gas. Thus one breath means one inhalation and one exhalation. As I told you, firstly, the number of times a person breathes in 1 minute is called breathing rate. This is called the breathing rate. Normal breathing rate of a person is 16 to 18 times per minute. Normal person 16 to 18 times per minute breathing. During running fast or heavy exercise, when we are running fast or when we are doing heavy exercise, then rate of breathing may go up to 25 times per minute also. Mainly in our normal conditions our breathing rate is 16 to 18 times per minute, but when we are doing heavy exercise then our breathing rate will becomes fast. It becomes up to 25 times per minute. Next topic is how do we breathe. The various organs that helps the living being to breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide are: first organ is nostrils. Second is trachea. Third is bronchi. And fourth is lungs. These are the organs which helps in breathing. The role of these organs during breathing is described below. When we breathe in, air enters through our nostril. Through our nostril, air is entering in our body. These are called the nostril. Through our nostril, air enter in our body. Hair and moist inner lining of the nose prevent the dust and germs from entering the respiratory system. Which hairs are present in our nose and inner lining of our nose, that is protecting us from the germs. Germs and dust is not entering in our respiratory system due to these hairs. The air passing through the nasal passage get warm and moist and enter into the lungs through the trachea. Firstly, air is passing to the nasal passage and that air is warm and moist. Then air is entering into the lungs. How? Firstly, that is passing through the trachea and bronchi, then it is entering into our lungs. In lungs, each bronchus divides into the smaller tubes that are called bronchioles. At the end of these bronchioles, There are small air sacs that are called alveoli. In the bronchus, bronchioles are there, and at the end of the bronchioles, alveoli are present. The air sacs are surrounded by blood vessels, means these alveoli are surrounded by blood vessels. Around these blood vessels are present. These blood vessels absorb oxygen. We know that in blood vessels, blood is flowing. These blood vessels absorb oxygen present in the air we breathe in which oxygen is present in the air. These blood vessels helps to absorb the oxygen from the air, and carbon dioxide present in the blood, that is released into the air sacs. Carbon dioxide is going into the alveoli, into the air sacs, and that is expel out, means come out from our body when we breathe out. Thus, during breathing, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide is taking place in the lungs. Next is mechanism of breathing. Before we describe the mechanism of breathing, we would like to know something about the lungs. Firstly, we will discuss about the lungs. Lungs are the main respiratory organ of the body. Which is the main respiratory organ of the body? Lungs. Lungs are enclosed in the airtight chest cavity. These are present in our chest cavity. In our chest, the lungs are present. See, these are called the lungs. The cavity is surrounded by ribs. Around the cavity, ribs are present. Rib cage is there. Inside the rib cage, lungs are there. A large muscular diaphragm forms its floor, and at the bottom of the lungs, diaphragm is present. This diaphragm separates the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity. Chest cavity is upside, downside abdominal cavity is there. Diaphragm separate the abdominal cavity and chest cavity. The muscles of ribs and diaphragms move together during the breathing. When we are taking breathe, muscles of ribs and muscles of diaphragm, that both are moving together. How they are moving? Firstly, we will discuss about during inhalation. During inhalation means when we are taking inside the gas, the ribs move up and outward. When we are taking inside the gas, inside our body, inside our lungs, then ribs are moving up